Hey guys, it's Spoot from Fort Misery Gaming. So what we're going to do real quick is go through our last non-finals Guild Wars match, the one we had on Friday, our 6th match. I'm going to give you a little bit of a play-by-play, but also going to talk about sort of what we did during the week to improve our overall play, among other things. So let's kick this a beast. Ah, that was funny! It's so fast! That's actually pretty funny. Alright, so. This is number 6 against Floss or Floss. They didn't really have an icon in their name, so I'm not really sure how to fix it. And I do have to adjust this screen just a little bit. There we go. Good. Alright, that ended up being edged out in a really weird way, even though it matched up the screen. So, this is our 6th match. We went 5-1 during the week. The only time we got beat was by Arrows, Rice, which is the Brazilian guild that placed, I think, 12th in our time slot. We ended up 119 overall and 17th in the 7 p.m. Eastern time, and so in time slot 4, I believe. Which is pretty good, considering we only have a handful of whales. At the beginning of the week, we did some restructuring. We had a couple of members drop out. We had a couple of members move to different guilds. And we've got a handful of new guys from another guild that were very happy to jump in and help us out with some tactics. We've got some drive things. We've readjusted our nightmare summons, stuff like that. So overall, the last week has been very reformative in terms of the Zen Gang. So we are almost a new guild at this point. We've got 4 members out of 15 that are brand new. So this video is from Fort Misery's camera proper. So he's actually got a really neat trick that we have been developing, that we've been using. I'm sure a lot of you know about it and some of you don't. So when it pops up, I'll pause it and sort of explain it. I do have the video on fast forward, so don't be too worried. We're not going to be here all day. So he got started about 10 seconds early. This battle was actually pretty even for the most part. They were beating us immediately, and then we just kind of traded first place by increments here and there. We have been working on demon rotation. For those of you guilds that are having issues with it, have your support swap into multiple specs. That's the only way that's going to work. We have actually a minstrel who is half... We have 2... I guess the best way to describe them is min-sorks, which is kind of popular in the meta. You want a guy that kind of splits in both. And then we have 2 main minstrels and 2 main sorks to focus on buff and debuff. Nightmare rotation. We're actually, me and our new tactician are putting together a video on this. Shout out to Yippee. Or Yuppie, excuse me. Yuppie G. That's our new boy. That's my boy! He's coming in here and SP regenning pretty quick. He's on the phone, so those snap movements are very good. For the most part, we were neck and neck until Demon 1, and then we maintained a small lead, and then Demon 2 kind of sold it for us. So the big deal on these is we have experienced... So out of all 6 matches, 1 of them was a stomp in the opposing team's favor. 2 of them were moderately close, and then the other 3 were pretty significantly in our favor. Like, even if we didn't have advanced tactics, I think our numbers were just better overall. Today's match specifically, we had about 50k DPS on them overall, so that's kind of what edged us out for the most part. Oh, he's using his ult on the not big boys. It slows you down. What a rough day for that. We've got a demon coming up. If I remember correctly, I believe this one is tomes, but it could be instruments. No, it is stabs. I was wrong entirely. Oh, yesterday's was tomes and instruments. So, essentially, we've got all of our supports carrying a couple of stabs to bump it up. Everybody has at least 3, so that puts us up by 10 every tick, or it should, or get close. So you'll notice that's the thing. That was it right there. So let's go back a couple of seconds. So right as we hit 75, before the demon summons, you'll notice he pops into SP recovery. That was a bit of a waste. I'm judging you. I just want you to know that. So he comes out of it, ready to go, demon's thing. So if you time it properly, right before the demon gets summoned, you don't get knocked out of SP recovery until the demon is done doing its animation. Which works out really well for DPS and for supports because you're usually not doing anything during this downtime. Practice it. It's not the hardest trick, but it is a little difficult to get the timing down because if you're a second late, you just get stuck in the animation, which if you're high on SP, it doesn't really matter. But for DPS to come out completely refilled, pretty good. At this point, we are at a 40k lead, and it pretty much stays for quite a bit of it, although they don't give up. Flo's put up a hell of a fight. Because, like we mentioned before, it is very possible to make up 100 to 150k deficit in a fight very, very easily. Like, one boat usually covers the edge of that. Like, if they had boated us at any point, they would have been in the lead by a pretty big margin. We've got me summoning Noen right now, which decreases the accuracy of your opponent's Coliseum aids. Like I said, we are working on a bigger Nightmare video to kind of explain our choices and give some recommendations. There are a couple of people who have given out like charts and stuff. You'll see them on Reddit, a bunch of the Discords, and most of the time they're pretty good. We have definitely cribbed some of it from other places, but for the most part, it's the same mentality. Like, if you're winning, you win, but you want to put a significant difference between the two of you, and if you're losing, you want to make sure that you maintain as close a losing margin as possible. Everybody's just beating everybody. When will the violence stop? There you go. You got a big boy on that one. I'm proud of you. Our DPS members are coordinating for the most part too, so we have sometimes where they will say in chat or in voice chat like, hey, I'm going in, and then the rest of the guys will maintain for whatever. So they try to avoid going in when they are full, or when everybody is completely empty. So it's usually you end up recovering 60 to 80% and then coming back out so the next guy can do it. We try to have it on a rotation. Same thing for clerics, really. Communication is very, very important to keep you guys moving. Because if all of your clerics dip out at the exact same time, people die. Just so much punching. And you'll notice we're actually behind on combo, but we are still leading by about 70,000. And we're behind almost 90 on combo, which is kind of crazy. That's just the difference in DPS. When you have just that much of an edge out where, you know, you can post up reasonable numbers, it's just, oh, he should have popped both. Oh, should have popped it. Oh, rough. I don't think he really needed to SP recover there. I think they were in danger of boat for the most part, and we weren't really in danger of falling behind. I think he could have gone a little deeper. They throw out a Cry of the Damned to get some DPS up. It doesn't work out incredibly well for them because they haven't debuffed us at all. We haven't really debuffed them at all either, so it's not like it's a total wash for either, but we tend to hit a little harder than they do. Although you'll notice there are a ton of crits this fight. For those of you that don't know, crits exist. They are a mechanic where two evenly matched guilds can just randomly, somebody can randomly one-shot the other. A crit does not do damage, it does your entire life force, or your entire life pool, your HP. So like, if you have 25k HP, that's what a crit hits you for. There's no negating it, there's no debuffing it, there's no buffing it, it just murders somebody. So like, you'll notice, like, no matter how high some of these guys are buffed, occasionally they just die. All right, this one's mine. We got blades and instruments. We're out here giving it our darndest. He went back into SP recovery right as the demon got summoned. You'll notice there's some slowdown because there's stuff happening in the background of the app, and then when it summons him, it pulls him out. So he comes out mostly full on SP and has got a sword buff from the demon, so now we are just climbing the DPS ranks. Although, like I said, Flo's kept up. All they needed to do was bode once, and the game would have been a complete shift. We actually lost a game earlier in the week we almost lost a game because we couldn't boat, and we needed like that little bit of extra DPS to keep the edge on them. Gran Coliseum has been a very learning experience. We are recording our finals match tonight. Judging by the numbers, we have a slight edge on the team we are facing. Our DPS is pretty close, but our support team is significantly better. So we are, I think we're going to post it up tomorrow at some point with a little bit of commentary. We'll see if any of the guys want to pull up on it. We can't bring Jake in anymore because he has swapped guilds, the filthy traitor. I'm kidding, I love you, Jake. Man, those buff numbers are through the roof on both sides. It's crazy. And the way we do Minstrel, so I'm lead Minstrel for our group. We have 3 of us. We have me at the top. We have our buddy Ramen in the middle. And then we have... who is our extra Minstrel? Is it Yuppie? Yuppie's, yeah, Yuppie is our Minsword. So we have... the way we have split duty is this. So I maintain everybody above 0. So like as soon as people start hitting the blues, that's my job. Ramen's job is to make sure everybody is as high as possible. And then Yuppie pretty much just hits whoever he wants. We don't really need the third part of the party doesn't really matter, but we do have sort of a math method. So like you'll notice that for the most part, everybody is above 10. Almost every stat that we can get to him. Like, Fort Misery's got a -5 in magic attack, but he's also a breaker, so we didn't really see any point in fixing it. But there we go. 500 to 700. Crazy close. And I'll see if, I think he's going to take a couple of seconds and see if we actually get the rankings. Nope, doesn't look like it. So that was it. That was our 6th match. We went 5-1 during the week. It was 720k to 504k. We actually got beat on combo pretty significantly. As far as life force goes, I think their lead healer was their big boy. He healed almost 2.5 million, whereas the rest of our guys were at like 1.2. And then our buffs were significantly better. I think I posted up almost 400,000 in defense buff, and my attack was 180 on this fight. So pretty good overall, good DPS, very close fight in the beginning. We had to edge them out with Nightmare use and with the demons. So don't feel like you're ever safe. Like, you definitely want to go in with a plan. The more you can figure out, the better. And if you have plans B through D, as opposed to just one to sit down with, like, we actually have nightmares on call. So if something specific happens in a fight, we will call out for a specific nightmare in the next slot, which will actually change the way we summon nightmares. So That's it. That was our last fight. Our finals will come up tomorrow, so just giving you guys sort of a update what's going on. If you need anything... Oh, yeah, actually, for iOS users, our buddy Payne is in our Discord doing discount iTunes cards. I guess he's got a stack of them that fell off of a truck or something. He is back in service. He is servicing most games, so if you want to shoot him a message on Discord, you can reach out to him and figure out what he's focusing on. But these are the costs for his Sino iTunes. It is iOS only, although you can transfer to BlueStacks for free, essentially. Like, it just changes paid currency to regular currency, so there's no worry about losing them by any stretch. But reach out to us on the Discord. Reach out to Payne. He's got a Discord tab in our Discord. So if you want to figure out like what his prices are, what games he's running right now, give me a yell. See what's going on. That is it from Spoot. We will see you guys tomorrow for the finals.